Okay, so the new Doom Eternal trailer has just dropped and they did not hold back. There is so many cool things they showcased right here. From callbacks to old Doom games, to new enemies, to so many new locations, and a much deeper look into the story of Doom Eternal. This is absolutely insane. They really did not hold back. There's just so many awesome details. There's so many things you could miss in this. This was just the ultimate hype train to Doom Eternal now. This is the best trailer we've seen so far by a mile. And literally, I don't think I could get any more excited for Doom Eternal than I am right now. There is so many cool things in this trailer worth talking about that it's unreal. So the best thing to do is get straight into this. Let's start off with the actual very beginning. At the very start of the trailer we get to see that Doom Eternal takes place in 2151. And the start is actually a huge callback to the original Doom 1. Purely because of what is being heard at the start of this trailer. During the first 15-20 seconds whilst we're zooming through space and Earth, we get to hear various broadcasts and messages from different people, UAC employees no doubt, screaming, begging for help and being killed by obviously the demons. This itself is a huge callback to the original Doom, when there was various UAC employees and of course the Marines fighting and being killed off by the demons at the very start of Doom 1 when the Doom guy arrived, because that's how it started. When Doom guy was left to guard the spaceship, everyone went in, got killed and left Doom guy on his own to venture off and become the hero he does. The other thing we got to see is actually what I believe is going to be the hub world in Doom Eternal. If you didn't know, Doom Eternal is now going to have an area where you can sort of do other things between missions, so you've got like a nice hub world. There's probably going to be some kind of customizable content here or something where you can grab new weapons and do other stuff. Maybe there's going to be bonus missions here as well, I don't know. We don't know too much at all about this bonus hub area yet and how it's going to work. We just know we can visit here between levels. And by the looks of it, our hub area is actually going to be a spaceship, so that explains why we can move around, or at least this thing is some kind of teleporter. So during each mission, of course, we can link up where we're going to go, or if it is a spaceship, we can travel to where we've got to go. And it makes sense now on how there's going to be a hub in Doom, because I was a little curious to how they was going to do it, because to me it didn't make sense at first. It seems a little out of place, but now I can sort of understand where they're going. Anyway, this area looks really cool and I can't wait to actually see more about this in the future. But for now, we know that there is going to be a hub in Doom Eternal. By the looks of it, has now been confirmed. We get to see a little bit more of the Titan, and one thing in particular, we get to see what I'm guessing is Earth's way of defending themselves against the Titan, and that is this huge like Titan Slayer machine. Now I think we might have actually saw parts of this in one of the original trailers that took place on Earth, like the very original Doom Eternal gameplay trailer that we saw back at QuakeCon 2018. But this one takes place in Hell, so it looks like this Titan Slayer has actually gone to Hell to try and kill these demons. Maybe the Slayer's controlling this, or maybe this is something by the Sentinel Primes, which makes sense because it has the same kind of weapon that they seem to be using later on in the trailer, like a spear of Argent energy. Hopefully we actually get to control this machine and go on a Titan slaying rampage, because that would be absolutely incredible. Because I would love to go into Hell and actually just fight 4 or 5 different Titans at a time. That would be absolutely amazing. It's pretty much confirmed now there'll be more than one Titan. Maybe this is the same Titan we saw on Earth, but I don't think it is. So now we know of at least 2 Titans that are going to be in Doom Eternal. The one on Earth and the one here in Hell. We get to see some better Doom Eternal environments here, some on Earth, some in Hell. We get to see this UAC aeroplane crash through a building here. So we know the UAC pretty much probably control 90% of the products and things you see on Earth, because we know that here they can see that they're making the airplanes, they're probably making all the weapons that they're using to defend Earth as well from the demons. They probably own most of the buildings. It's probably a UAC run world on Earth. And we get to see more places in Hell as well. This might be inside the Tower of Babel, I'm not sure, because it's the same kind of shape, but we get to see all these different like souls and people all squashed together. I said this before in the previous videos and I say it again, Doom Eternal's Hell has made a massive improvement. Although at this point I think Hell was actually the least amount that we've seen. We've seen briefly in some gameplay clips and some trailers, and that's really it. but it's really made a massive improvement to Doom 2016's Hell, which was mostly the same all the way through. This time Hell's lore has just gone to the complete next level. It looks absolutely amazing. And in the trailer we get to see Sentinel Knights, which is good because in Doom 2016 I was starting to think these have all been wiped out, but no, by the looks of it there's still a huge army of these still left on Sentinel Prime. It looks like here they are definitely on the Doomslayer side still, which is good because I was worried that maybe these are all being corrupted on the way, because of course we've got the Marauder and you don't know, Hell seems to be corrupting all different species at the minute, but these are very much alive, and of course they've got the new weapon, the Spear, which is very similar to what the Titan Slayer had. Now a huge part of the trailer, if not actually the main thing, was the Doomslayer confronting the Angel, the Maker. So this is the pretty much what I'm guessing is going to be the final boss of Doom Eternal, or a huge part of Doom Eternal. So we've got I think it's called Khan, which is home of the Makers, the leader of the Makers or something like that. This is that person, and it's confirmed to be a female. There was talk that it wasn't. I mean, I thought it pretty much was because of the appearance straight away. It is confirmed in the trailer when she speaks to us that this is a female. And it also is confirmed that she is not on our side. She is not very happy with the Doomslayer. The dialogue here has some very key parts of information, so let's take a listen.
For millennia we have survived, made others sacrifice in the name of our prosperity. Who are you, a human, to defy our traditions?
First of all, this reminds me of what else we heard in this trailer, and of course what they said in the Games Awards trailer as well, where they're just saying the Doomslayer is but one person. How can he interfere with something that's been going on since the beginning of time, basically? And that is what's going on here. This angel, which is probably like one of the creators of Earth or the world itself maybe, is being questioned by just this, what they call human. This is a recurring theme so far in Doom Eternal. We're seeing the Doom guy going against things that are written in stone. He is trying to save the Earth when it's supposed to fall, and he is trying to stop the demons when they're supposed to rise. And of course all the other things that's going on in the world of Doom Eternal that we've not quite connected the dots with. The Doomslayer is basically a thorn in the side, and he is interfering with things that is much bigger than his purpose was when he was originally created the way he was, to be so powerful. Then we get to see some awesome new gameplay for Doom Eternal. We get to see the Cyberman Cubus is back, we get to see a lot more different environments, and how the environment is once again used to the advantages of the Slayer on defeating the demons. We have multiple different interactable objects, we have a much sort of expansive world as well. We got to see that the Doomslayer in these much bigger environments where he's able to move freely. So as you can see here, the world not only has loads of different platforms and areas for the Doomslayer to move, it has of course the yellow poles that we saw back on Earth as well for the Doom to slide on, plenty of space for him to use his dash abilities and just get stuck into the environment when using and attacking the demons. We have also got to see the Cyberman Cubus making a return here. We did see him briefly in one of the small trailers that we've seen for Doom Eternal a few months back, but here is a much better look at him. He is confirmed to be in the game, and we got to see him attack slightly here. His weapons seem to be a different colour to what actually the Mancubi used in Doom Eternal and what the old Cyberman Cubus used to use in Doom 2016. It was more of a reddy kind of purpley colour, so I can't wait to see how they attack fully. We also got to see two different arrivals right here. One with the Slayer arriving to meet the Sentinel Knights, and the other one with the Marauder arriving to meet the Slayer for the showdown. With the Sentinel Knights, it's interesting to notice that their spears here are red, as where we saw them previously, probably back in their own safety in their home world, they were blue. So I'm guessing when they're under a threat or when they're going to attack, their spears are red, but when they're obviously not under threat or in their own home world where they're safe, it's blue. So obviously at this point, this is probably where they first meet the Doomslayer, where they probably team up again if of course they are not corrupted at this point, or if they even get corrupted at all. So it's interesting that we get to see probably the moment these two meet and hopefully work together. It'd be awesome if there is a level in Doom Eternal where you actually get to work with the Sentinel Knights fighting the demons, so maybe you plus 50 other knights, or even if it's just a small group of them going to fight the demons together. That'd be pretty awesome. There was actually a picture going around on the Slayers Club where the Doomslayer was leading a huge group of Sentinel Knights into a war against the demons. Maybe we get to play that as a prologue level, I don't know. That'd be awesome. One other cool thing mentioned here, we finally get to see what I'm guessing is the Gladiator. If this is not the Gladiator, I don't know what is, because this to me just screams Gladiator. We get to see a much better look at him. He's got a huge mace, a huge shield, and this guy is absolutely huge himself. He is really tall when you get to see him for that very split second that you see him in the trailer. Although you literally only get to see him for a second, he is insanely noticeable. As soon as I saw the trailer, I just knew who this guy was. He just has this awesome presence about him. I just love it, and I cannot wait to fight this guy. Hopefully there is more of one of them, because I'm guessing we're going to fight these in the Colosseum type area that we saw. I'm just hoping that we don't just see them in that one area and there is more than one of these guys, because they just look absolutely incredible. I love them already. I can't wait to fight these guys. They're definitely going to be a huge pain in the arse with their huge shields and incredibly tough weapon, but I just cannot wait to fight them. So this is obviously a part of the Baron family as well, so we get a new type of enemy for the Baron species, but it's got kind of the classic Hell Knight skin colour as well. Here we get to see the Cyber Demon going into a fight with the Doomslayer and losing by a fair mile when he's absolutely mutilated by the Argent Sword. This weapon looks absolutely insane. If it's going to be this powerful as it was in the trailer, then it can insta-kill Cyber Demons. I think they might have just buffed this up for the trailer just to show how awesome it is. But if this thing can insta-kill Cyber Demons, then that is just absolutely out of this world. I cannot wait to use this weapon and try the glory kill on every different enemy, because the Cyber Demon death so far is probably one of my favourites I've seen, not only in Doom Eternal but Doom 2016 as well. He got absolutely mutilated by this sword without even realising it's happening. It was just amazing. It's like I cannot wait to do this myself, and I cannot wait to try this on all the different other enemy types to see how it goes. This weapon makes the chainsaw look weak, and that is saying something. So in a way, these are just some of the things that I've noticed in the new Doom Eternal trailer. There is so much here worth talking about. I'm definitely going to have to make a part 2 to this video and go into depth about some of the smaller things as well. But this was just an overview of what I noticed on the first couple of watches, and there's just so much stuff here. So many callbacks to the classic Doom, so many new environments to look at, so many new different ways to mess around with the combat. And of course the Gladiators being revealed, the Maker's new plan, the Doomslayer is going against Heaven. It's just so much here is unreal, and I just cannot wait to actually play Doom Eternal. This trailer also to me is a huge push in the right direction to prove that Doom Eternal will no longer be delayed. They are now confident enough to show this mega trailer, because obviously when the trailer, or when Doom Eternal itself was supposed to come out back in November, it's all went dead again, and that's never a good sign when a game's just supposed to come out that there's nothing been showcased or promoted for it. Basically it just went dead. That is never a good sign. We should have saw the delay coming from miles away. I always had my suspicions that it would come out in 2020, but obviously it happened. But for me it looks like it's definitely going to be worth it, because I cannot wait to play this game. And I know it's going to be perfect. This is definitely a huge contender to be the best Doom game ever. I mean, content wise it has to be the best Doom ever. It just, if it lives up in the gameplay and it actually fulfills in the promises it's trying to make. But anyway, that was the trailer. It was absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to go into more details in future videos, but for now, what did you like about the trailer? Was it awesome? Did it not showcase enough for you? I don't know. Or do you think it showcased too much? Which of course some people like to go in these games blind, and this trailer definitely showcased a lot of what's actually going on in Doom Eternal. Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.